Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen.
I'm Karyn.
Hi, Karyn. So I'm Kristen with Newport Living and Lifestyles, and I am a Libra, and today is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And in light of my birthday, I decided to start a horoscope of the month. And joining me every month and today's horoscope will be Karyn Chabot. And I'd like her to tell us a little bit about herself and her tenure in the industry before we talk about all of the romance, the finance, the self-care that's going to come along this fall for all Libras.
Excellent. Thank you. It is an honor to be here and part of your gig.
Oh, thank you.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
And happy birthday to all the Librans out there.
That's right. Happy birthday.
I'm Karyn Chabot, owner of Sacred Stone Academy of Massage and Ayurveda, and I teach astrology. I've been studying astrology for 18 years, and I also am passionate about the astrological cards that I'm teaching. I'm doing a 4-week series on that, starting at the Power of Juice in Middletown on this Friday night. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also teaching online on October 21st for 4 weeks, so anyone that doesn't live here can still learn.
Okay,
Yay,
great.
Yeah.
So this is a new passion for you, or is it an old passion for you?
It's an old passion that started as a hobby. I was just doing body work and healing and massage and Ayurvedic medicine, teaching it, and I was doing these cards and astrology as a hobby, and now all of a sudden it's turned into a full-time career.
Wow.
So here I am.
Well, I'm happy to be a part of all of that, for sure. So if this is going to be a very general reading.
Very general, but I will go into specifics about Librans because it is the month of October and it's all about Libra. And just coincidentally, Libra is ruled by the planet Venus, and we know that's the love planet. So Libra, since it's ruled by Venus, is very affected this month by the retrograde, the Venus retrograde that just happened.
Okay, you're going to have to
explain
the retrograde.
I will explain that. So the planets all go in a certain direction, and this time when it goes retrograde, it turns around and they go backwards. Okay. So Venus is going in a backwards direction. It's a little more complicated, but I don't want to bore you with the details. But just know that it's backwards, and when things go backwards, it's time for us to go introspectively and time to go quiet and ask yourself, is there anything I need to do for myself? Are there closures that need to happen with regard to romance, love, and friendships, and money even? So right now,
all of those are good.
Yes, those are all good. So right now, since it's gone retrograde, starting October 6th, and it goes direct again November 16th, this is your time for to do closures. Maybe you have a romance or an old boyfriend or a girlfriend that you haven't seen in years, and she may resurface. Old boyfriends will resurface. This is a time for closure and forgiveness. Yes, so it's not a time to start anything new. So if you meet anyone new during this window of time, it's probably not such a lucky thing. It might be just for a season and a reason, so don't be attached to the outcome of a new beginning in love during this cycle.
Okay, very well said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just go with it and enjoy the moment. It's the best recommendation I can give you for a Venus retrograde new love. So right now is the sweet time during the retrograde when people can do art and beauty and poetry and music.
Soulful types of things that make you feel good.
Yes.
Okay.
And sort of a redesign, like redesign your house, redesign your, you could even buy a new car or redesign your financial situation, sort of revamp your books. Because because Venus governs money and love, so it's not just about love. It's about the money. Show me the money. So go into all of your statements and look and see where you can cut the fat and do like a little revamp of all of your finances, as well as sit in nature, be in nature, and find a beautiful place, because Venus is all about beauty and the arts.
Well, we have a lot of beautiful places here in Newport. Put your feet in the grass, put your feet in the sand. Go hug a tree.
Yeah, go hug a tree. Or just jump in the ocean. It's still warm.
Oh, yeah.
Here in Newport.
Right. It is true.
Yeah.
Great.
So also, the last 2 weeks of Venus retrograde is when it gets a little steamy, and you might be tempted by a secret love affair.
What?
Yes. there's like a dark shadow that happens toward the end of the retrograde where
And
people,
when is the end?
It's the last 2 weeks before the November 16th direct, when it goes direct that day. The 2 weeks just prior to that is when secret love affairs tend to happen. Try not to go back to that old boyfriend. The sex will be very tempting.
What?
I will tell you.
Well, can it also relate to friends and other things as well?
Of course, it can be, girlfriends that can get kind of hot and steamy, with debates, and can be feisty with girlfriends. You could have a closure that involves some real forgiveness and emotion.
Okay.
So it's not always about romance, but in this case, the last 2 weeks is when it does get a little bit tempting, where you might lose your logical mind and go with matters of the heart and lust.
Yeah.
So watch yourself with that. It's not worth it. If you go back to that guy and you sleep with him during those last 2 weeks, you may pay the price. So I'm just giving you all a heads up of what may come, and we all have free will, but that's what may happen. These are possibilities that are unfolding right now in the universe, and staying awake and aware is key.
I think those things are probably good throughout anyone's life at all times. Be aware and make the right decisions. That's great to know that that's coming, because it's almost validating if you find yourself in feeling a certain way, or if you're out and about and things are happening to you and you don't really know why. It's good to have that validation that this is kind of happening in the world. It's not just
to everyone. Specific. You're not the only one being revisited by old boyfriends and girlfriends. So also there's going to be a time during the window of October 10th to 20th where the sun is coming very close, a close orb to Venus, and that makes Venus combust. So it overheats Venus. It gets very hot and feisty, and can be like if you've had a sunburn or you've been in the sun all day, it will feel like, that heat exhaustion.
Okay.
So during that window of time, you might feel a little under the weather, especially if you're a Libran. That means that Venus is ruler of your birth chart. But this will affect everyone on some level, because we all have Venus somewhere in our chart. But this is a time to go and do some yoga, meditation, eat really well, have a fresh juice in the morning.
Really nurture yourself.
Yeah, get some extra sleep, and know that it's not just you feeling this way. We're all in the same boat.
I need to see you every day. You need to validate me.
I would love to give you a reading.
Okay, well, we might have to do it after our segment here today.
Absolutely.
So we've covered romance, we've covered finance, and health, or self-care, so to speak. And is there anything kind of in general about Libras that when you read these horoscopes online or the apps that we kind of we have tendencies toward?
Okay, so Libras, well, I'll just give you an overview.
Okay.
Librans are all about balance, as you know, and also they are very prone to loving the arts, beauty, entertainment, poetry, music, anything that's light and fun and sweet. They like sweet. So
some of the strawberry.
Yeah. So and love is oily too. So they can be sort of sticky in a way. Librans they want to be with someone, which is why the scale has two sides. They like to not necessarily glom onto their lovers, but they can tend to really want to be with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, globally, since Venus is going retrograde, Venus has this pattern. Every 8 years, there's a connection. So whatever you were doing 8 years ago, I think it was 2010, 8 years ago, in the fall, there will be a repeat. So look back into your life 8 years ago. What were you doing in the fall? And think about it. Is there something happening this fall that's very similar? Is there maybe another closure that has to happen? I'll tell you what happened with me is I'm a healer, right? I'm doing massage and Reiki and healing, all kinds of modalities, massage and astrology. But all of a sudden I started selling sailcloth bags in 2010 because my best friend, she passed away, Ella Vickers. Love her very much, but she's one of the first people to make recycled sailcloth bags. And I moved from Iowa that fall to live in Greenwich, Connecticut with Ella and sold bags And I thought, what am I doing?
So it was a repeat.
And now that was the first time I ever sold bags in my life. And I was helping Ella out, and she was helping me out, and I was sort of running her store on Greenwich Avenue. And it only lasted for a while, but I just found myself buying poptabbags.com on GoDaddy. I'm now going to be selling pop tab bags made out of pop tabs. Like, I don't have it here, but recycled.
Okay. Yeah, the old pull handle.
Yes.
Like, from drinks. Okay.
All kinds of beautiful bags that are shiny and made from these recycled things. So I just bought that website, and I'm thinking, this is so strange. Why do I?
And you're looking back.
Now I'm looking back, and I sold bags in 2010. So think about your life. What did you do in 2010? It doesn't have to be exactly the same, because these weren't pop tab bags.
Right.
It wasn't, it was similar like that. And I also moved. So I think I'm moving again. So if you moved 8 years ago, you may be moving again this fall.
We bought a boat in 2010.
You did?
Maybe we're going to do one.
There could be a new purchase of a car, but it doesn't have to be a boat, but like a conveyance of some sort will come into your life. Yes.
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
So who are the most compatible people with Libras? Male, female, other signs. Is there any signs that are more compatible? I've heard that Libras and Librans get along best together. And I don't really know if that's true.
That's a good question.
I don't have any Libran friends. Come hang out with me.
Oh, I'll hang out with you. My daughter's a Libra, and she would love you. I don't think that there is one sign that goes with every sign, so I can't answer that, because there are 9 planets if you include the nodes of the moon, and we all have them. So to say that just because your sun is in Libra, that you should be with another person's sun in Libra, we need to look at all the planets.
There's a lot of different
There's so much more to it. So
Okay.
I can't generalize that one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I can understand that.
Yeah.
So, anything else for us today, or should we wrap this up and get ready for next month?
Let me see. Is there anything else I can say? I think that is it. I'm looking forward to next month. It's going to be all about Mars, because it's Scorpio.
Oh, all right. Well, my daughter will have to join in, because she's a Scorpio, and I'm thinking we should do this every 10th of the month.
Sounds like a plan.
So if you guys are on board, stay tuned for next month on the 10th for the Scorpio reading.
Excellent.
All right. Thanks so much, guys. Look forward to seeing you soon.